In 19 of it. Joan Collins had spent 3 decades in the film business before Dynasty turned her into one of television's most recognizable stars. By the summer of 1984, she had already won a Golden Globe for playing Alexis Carrington, and her autobiography, Past Imperfect, was back in print. At 51, she was enjoying one of the strongest chapters of her career. When Joan sat beside Johnny, she brought old-school movie star confidence with her. She was composed, quick, and knew exactly how to make a story land.
Well, it took me a long time to get over my prudishness.
How old were you when you got over that?
About 17. No, actually about 23 or 24.
Then she took the conversation back to childhood.
What did you do when you were in school?
I used to write off to film stars and dream of the day that I'd be a famous actress.
Did you really?
People would come and pay a lot of money to see me on the silver screen.
And that's happened.
Well, they don't have to pay any money to see me. They just have to turn on Channel 7.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Johnny asked the question lightly, the way he often did. Joan paused just long enough to turn the answer into the moment.
Was because I feel that one of the most important things in life is, other than health and a roof over your head, is loving somebody, is having a relationship, and I think that that's what everybody is looking for.
Yeah.
And I think that's what everybody wants.
Are you good at that?
Yes, I'm very good at it. I've been very good at it lots of times.
Yes, well, that's good as long as...
If you remember nights like this, subscribe. This is what we're here for, every week. Joan Collins knew exactly how to hold a room, and she never once had to reach for it. The next guest had that same ease, and she didn't need a punchline to earn it. By 1984, Mariette Hartley had been a familiar face on television and in films for more than 20 years. Most Americans probably knew her from the Polaroid commercials with James Garner, warm, funny little spots that made people feel they already knew her. So when she got to the high school stories, underneath the laugh, you could still feel how much that moment had stayed with her. One more question, and what happened next was exactly the kind of thing only Mariette Hartley could deliver. Who came next changed the energy completely. Quick, candid, and impossible to anticipate. By October 1984, the original Star Wars trilogy was complete. Carrie Fisher was 27, known to audiences everywhere, and still figuring out what came next. 3 years later, she would publish Postcards from the Edge, but on this night, most people still knew her as Princess Leia, a role she carried lightly, with sharp humor and a candor that was unmistakably her own. When Carrie sat beside Johnny, the conversation did not move in a straight line.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Did your voice go down or did mine go down?
I got a minor bird and I've started to talk like...
Are you serious?
Yes. He won't speak to me anymore, but I remember the old days when he was, how are you?
Then she told him something more personal.
A friend of mine went into labor while I was at her home or their home, and
Right.
I didn't know the sort of social ethic to, what do you do? Well, listen, you guys have a great kid. See, call me from the hospital. So I stayed and did sort of celebrity
really?
midwife, you
No
know.
kidding?
I don't know, yeah.
I wouldn't. I know you don't do the...
Johnny asked about her living situation. Carrie gave him an answer that slowed the room down.
Do I...
I was living in a one-room log cabin, and now I'm living in a couple-room log cabin.
Out here? Mm-hmm. But where do you find a log cabin in...
It's tough. It's tough work.
You're talking about... You're not talking about Abe Lincoln type log
Close.
cabin, are you?
Yeah, it's close to Abe.
Why do you like that? I mean, it's just...
I think because I grew up in these sort of bigger houses with marble and chandeliers, and I can't do it anymore.
Is this getting away from...
Carrie Fisher kept the interview moving in directions no one expected. The guest who followed took it somewhere quieter, and that quiet said more than most words could. Joyce DeWitt had spent 8 seasons as Janet Wood on Three's Company, a role that made her part of American homes week after week. By February 1984, the final episodes were already in production. The show would end that September, and watching this now, you can feel that ending in the room before anyone says it directly. She and Johnny had known each other for years, and that familiarity made the conversation feel less like promotion and more like two people sitting together at the end of a long chapter.
We know each other so well, and this is more difficult to talk with somebody you really know than if it was a complete stranger.
Definitely.
Why is that?
Because, like, before I knew you, personally, it would be like, Okay, so he'll never have me on his show again. I'll never work again as an actress. So, my career is over, so what?
Then Johnny said something she clearly wasn't expecting.
You're a very underrated actress. You are very, very good. You are. You don't get credit for a lot of the stuff.
After the applause faded, she tried to answer and took a moment to find the words.
There's this, great celebration of our success and our good fortune that America could stomach us this long. With kids.
I wouldn't exactly put it that way.
Truly, though, they didn't get tired of us. They hung in, still liked us and wanted us. So there's that, wow. And then there's, it's like letting go of a part of you.
Yeah.
You live in the same skin with that character all that years.
Yeah, but you go on.
Joyce DeWitt showed what Johnny could do when the room went quiet. The last guest brought him somewhere else, to a Christmas trip more serious than the opening moments suggested. Brooke Shields was 18 years old and a freshman at Princeton. That Christmas, she hadn't been home. She had been with Bob Hope's USO tour, performing for American Marines off the coast of Beirut, just 2 months after the barracks bombing that killed 241 American service members. The USO special had aired on NBC 2 days before this appearance. When she sat beside Johnny, the trip still felt recent. Johnny's tone changed here. He did not reach for a joke. He gave her room, and the story carried more weight because he did not crowd it.
It was sort of a last-minute decision.
That's what I understand.
He asked me to go, and I thought about it for a little while, and then I thought, I'd be crazy not to accept this. And it was actually the best Christmas I've ever had, and I'm...
Then he asked the gentle question.
Did anyone tell you before? Maybe it's not wise to go. One never knows what happens over in that area of the world.
Actually, no one tried to discourage us at all. I really wanted to go, and my mother and I talked about it, and I wasn't scared at all. I was just...
You weren't frightened at all?
No, I think I was just too happy and I felt so proud and so lucky to be able to...
And just when the story had settled into something serious, Brooke found one small human detail that brought the room back with a smile.
And we realized we had no wardrobe. All of our wardrobe we still don't know where it is. But, so my mother said, well, I think it's a good idea. Why don't we get the shirts of some of the Marines and put on shirts and stockings.
Good idea.
And this is us with
There's some very strange dressed Marines somewhere right now.
But they look cute.
Okay, let's take a look at them.
On paper, 1984 was just another year. But if you were watching Johnny that year, you could see how much still happened on that couch. A laugh, a pause, a story that suddenly turned honest. The kind of television that can still feel like yesterday.